I have a question. Some of you may be butthurt with this question. The question is, let me see. Well, since my system is acting up, the question is, so I watched several lives today whereby people were saying Israel has a right to defend itself. I was in several lives where people kept saying Israel has a right to defend itself. My question is, what country doesn't have a right to defend themselves? Does Poland not have a right to defend itself? Does Iraq not have a right to defend itself? I'm asking these questions because I'm a little confused. We have members of representatives of our government, and I hear them say that, and I'm waiting for anyone, any member of the media to say, so doesn't any sovereign nation have a right to defend itself if they're attacked? And by any nation, I mean whether you like them or not. Do they not have a right to defend themselves? You know what? TikTok sending out a little notice. Introduce yourself. Hey, if you come in my live, you'll listen to what I say, and I'll inevitably introduce myself. So, TikTok, you're doing too much. So my question is, and I'm looking for some people to give me answers, who doesn't have a right to defend themselves? I mean, we've got people going, Israel has a right to defend itself. Yeah, but here's the thing. Number one thing that people will say is Israel has a right to defend itself. Okay, fine. So when Israel attacks another nation, they have a right to defend themselves, don't they? I mean, I thought they did. And if they happen to kick Israel's ass, then Israel just needs to take their lumps. Okay? You make that move. You decide you want to walk up and swing on somebody, and they happen to have more smoke than you thought they had. Take your lumps and go sit your ass down. I mean, am I wrong? Because going by that, Venezuela has a right to defend themselves. Puerto Rico has a right to defend themselves. Cuba has a right to defend themselves. So when are we going to stop with the bullshit? Israel has a right to defend itself. Well, let me see. You keep pissing on all the countries around you. And you can't say Iran is paying for terrorists, for T groups. They're supporting T groups. We support T groups. We support T groups. We support disruptors all around the world. I'm waiting on some country to tell us, mind your fucking business. Keep your hands to yourself. Y'all all know this, right? Tap screen, share live, please. Tap screen, share live. Because I want somebody to come up here and explain to me What's so special that every time somebody bitch slaps is not real? We start saying they have a right to defend themselves. Does that give them the right to piss on other countries? If so, why? Why? Oh, I love lemon chicken with little jalapenos, diced up and sprinkled on it. It's fabulous, Willie. Love it. Maybe with a little brown rice. So when are we going to stop repeating over and over, Israel has a right to defend itself? Yeah, absolutely. But if you throw a punch and then somebody counters it with a combination, that's your ass. You weren't ready for a real fight. You were ready to sneak up, drop some boom booms, attack them, and you weren't anticipating the reaction. Throw some garlic on it. True. There you go. Yeah, that'll work too, Willie. But here's the thing. I'm asking this question. What country doesn't have a right to defend itself? Because I keep hearing over and over. I ain't heard somebody say England has a right to defend itself. France has a right to defend itself. Australia has a right to defend itself. All I'm hearing is Israel has a right to defend itself. Okay. And the next question should be, why do you have to defend yourself? What's happening where you're getting into these disagreements, fights? And they've been attacking other nations back to back, Sunny Day. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Right down to unaliving American soldiers. Remember 1968? Or was it 67? The USS Liberty? Yeah. That was meant to draw us into their conflict with Egypt. Yeah. And unfortunately, our government did not hold them accountable for that bullshit. Yeah, that right there. Here's the thing. If I'm spying for my neighbors, do you think my neighbors are not going to come for me? You chose to be a spy for America on all of the countries around you. Do you think they're not coming for your ass? Shit. You've chosen this. And you're not expecting a cause and effect? Why are they hitting Lebanon right now? They have 150 small villages. So far, they've destroyed 5. At least 300 people in each village. Why? Why? Why have you destroyed 5 villages? Why have you killed over 1,500 people? Let's say it together. Hamas! Every one of those 5 villages suddenly are Hamas? I don't think so. Bullshittery. Bullshittery. I say it with my whole chest. Let's be clear. It's about time you're held accountable for the shit that you're doing. Bibi been trying to get a president to go after Iran for over 30 fucking years. He got the right fool in there. Clinton said no. Bush said no. Carter said no. Obama said no, but he got the right idiot to toggle on. And here we are, hip deep in a war we don't need to be in. Unaliving of members of our military. Bullshit. We should not be firing on Iran. Nothing. As I said, we had president had enough common sense that when Bibi came sniffing around, come on, you know, they're going to have the nuclear weapon any day now, any hour now, any minute now, and every single president listened to their intelligence and said, nope, he's lying. Nope, it's not happening. Nope, it's not a danger. Except for this president. That right there. I pull no punches. Right now, our soldiers should not be over there. Right now, we should not have dead soldiers. Why? Because if there's two people, Trump got his nose crammed so far up their derriere, it's Pootie Poo and Bloody Netanyahu, who should be in jail right now. But hey, we got to keep a war going. I can't go on trial because we're in a war footing. The hell? Again, I have not heard Australia. We can attack this country or unalive X number of people because we have a right to defend ourselves. You're not hearing that from England. But our intelligence, Tom, has said it's a lie. So who you gonna believe? Bibi or our people whose job it is to investigate? That weapons of nuclear weapons, Bibi's been selling that lie for almost 40 years. At what point do you say, hold up, wait a minute. You're telling me England's not getting wind of this, France not getting wind of this, Germany's not, but only Bibi knows about this. Hello? Let's be clear. This is a lie he's been perpetrating through 4 presidents who've all said, fuck you, you lying. Then 4 presidents, Tom, during your 30 years have told him, you're lying, we're not sending our soldiers. But you believe this now. I don't care how many viewers I got. I don't count viewers. I don't care. I have conversations here, not debates, conversations. So I want my fellow Americans to understand, Republican presidents and Democrat presidents both said Bibi's lying. So leave the whole Dem shit out of it. Okay? Both Bushes said he was lying. They didn't trust him. And those are about as Republican as you can get. Okay? I'm just saying. As an ex-Republican, I want Republicans to start using their noggin again. Start using their brains again. Okay? It's not about right or left. Because guess what? When our soldiers come home in a coffin, there's not an R or a D on it. There's a flag on it. That's it. There's an American flag on the coffin. No one's put an R or a D on the coffin of an American soldier. I want my fellow Americans to start thinking and stop trying to be, well, I'm right, I'm left. You're an American. When did that stop being a main focus? I'm waiting for someone in the media the next time I don't care whether it's Democrat or Republican, stands up and says, Israel has a right to defend itself. I want them to ask the members of our government, so they don't have a right to defend themselves? Only Israel has a right to defend itself. Is that what you're saying? I want somebody to get them on tape. I want that shit to be played on a loop. What you're saying is they have special privileges that make it okay for members of our military to die for another country. Because let's be clear, Bibi said out of his own damn mouth back in February when all this shit started jumping off, we're not sending our military there. We're busy in Lebanon. We're busy unaliving villagers along the border of Lebanon. We're not sending our military there. Y'all Americans go ahead and send your sons and daughters. Thank you very much. Again, someone explained to me why it's okay for Democrats and Republicans to stand there and say Israel has a right to defend itself, but other countries don't. Oh yes, Leachy. They're not sending them. See, they're too busy attacking the villages along the border of Lebanon and screaming Hamas, screaming H group. Really? Hold up. You wiped out an entire village of goat farmers and said it's because of the H group. What? Is the H group in the room with us? At this point, we need members of our media need to start asking facetiously, is the H group in the room with us? Are they under the table? He ain't on his way out soon enough. Sam, Bibi's not on his way out soon enough. I don't consider all the people of Israel responsible for it, but I damn well consider their government responsible for what's going on. And I consider our government responsible for what's going on. Because you know what? If you're not selling them weapons, if you're not selling planes, maybe they'd be a little more careful about stirring up bullshit and then sitting back. Yeah, I know how Israel came to be. Yeah, I know how Israel came to be. I also know the rules that were put in place for Israel. This is your land. This is their land. What did they do? Force a hell of a lot of Palestinians to leave at pew point. And then all during late 1980s, 1990s, early 2000s, they were holding whole conferences here talking about come back to the motherland. Last time I checked, land's not being created. The only way you can tell more people to come to Israel and settle is by taking land away from these people right here. AKA stealing land. Because, as I said, I don't think they're creating any more land. Are they? Is someone somewhere manufacturing more land? Correct me if I'm wrong. But the only way you're going to have more places for settlers is if you steal land from the people that were already there. That's it. So yeah, we've been through the biblical. We did that whole shit to the natives of this country. God intended for us to have this land. Oh, you mean after you stole it from the people who were already here? See, the Bible can be used for a hell of a lot of shit. Oh, the land that... Wait a minute. The land that you want to talk some Christopher Columbus bullshit. We discovered this island off the coast of Albania. What? You discovered an island that literally the people of Albania would do day visits to because it's considered a natural habitat, a sanctuary. Albania has had ships where you can buy a ticket, watch the animals, go bird watching. But somehow, Ivanka, who looks like she's had enough Botox, she doesn't even have a crease here anymore. And that hair has been bleached blonde so many times, I'm sure it seeped into her brain. Jared and I, we were on the ship, the Rothschild yacht, and we discovered this island. You were on the ship with the Rothschilds. And you discovered an island. Oh, the prime minister's home was just fucking burnt down, Mia. Because the people protested, said, listen, that deal can't go through. That is our island, part of our country. And the people of Albania protested to the point they warned him. They warned him. They warned him. They said that is part of Albania. It was a military base during World War II. There are tunnels. There are bunkers. There are full-on medical facilities. Everything on that island. And they said that belongs to us. We decided the island was not going to be used except for animals, for wildlife. And this prime minister decided he was going to enter into a deal and sell it to, check this out, Jared Kushner is handling the sale. But Saudi Arabia is the one coughing up the cash. You know, the same people that gave him that lump sum of cash the last time Trump left office, they're now giving him the money to buy the island. Yep, they warned the prime minister. They said, listen, you can't do this shit. They warned him again. He's still talking about, we're going to draw up hard and fast requirements for what they can and can't do on the island. It's a good deal for our nation. And they torched his goddamn house. See, the Albanian people got more backbone than we do. They said, F-A-F-O. Let us remind you, we voted you in. We'll take your ass out. See, like South Korea kicked out their president. They had the backbone when they realized he tried to do martial law and they kicked his ass the fuck out. Now Albania is going, all right, we will burn your fucking house down. Because we said no. While we Americans, we're still going, what do we do? Oh my goodness. Oh, there's concentration camps popping up across. Whatever should we do? That whole America first, that whole land of the free, home of the brave, bullshit. It's just propaganda. And my fellow Americans eating it up with 2 spoons. Yeah. We're not the shits. We have not had a real strong American set of values since World War II. We haven't won a war, and we won World War II with the help of our allies. We didn't win the Korean War. We didn't win Vietnam. We didn't win the war against Saddam Hussein. We just destroyed a country for no freaking reason. That's where we are right now. That's America. So again, I'm going to ask this question. Why does Israel say they have the right to defend themselves? Doesn't Iran have the right to defend themselves? Doesn't Iraq? Doesn't Uganda? Doesn't Venezuela? Doesn't Cuba? Apparently, we pick and choose who has a right to defend themselves. And when we don't like them, oh no, y'all not supposed to do that. See, y'all got to remember, under this administration's first term, they unalived one of Iran's generals. And they bombed one of our bases. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was 100 soldiers suffered traumatic brain injuries. And we stopped. Iran said, listen, we held you accountable for unaliving one of our generals who's on a diplomatic mission to Iraq. They boomed one of our bases and said, all right, we're even now. Last summer, there was supposed to be negotiations going on in Qatar. A whole negotiating team on their way there. And we unalived them. And they went, wait a minute. Hold on, you said you're worried about us having nuclear weapons. We agreed to negotiate and talk, and you unalived our negotiating team? Y'all remember that last summer? I firmly believe, I may be wrong, that's when China gave them the radar system that they have right now. Because they used that radar system this time when we decided to get froggy to wipe out over 12 of our bases in the Middle East. That shit gone. It took us decades to build all these bases, and they're gone. All of our tax dollars that went into building up all of these military bases, they're gone. Our government, Hegseth particularly, won't say, hey, we've lost those bases, we've lost those radar centers. They're gone. It's only a couple of weeks ago when China came out and said, oh yeah, we sold them a satellite to be able to pinpoint exactly where the American bases are. Notice, this administration ain't said shit about China selling them a satellite. Yeah. Trump went over there and visited. And remember the reporter said, what about Taiwan? How are things going concerning Taiwan? Trump stood there looking like a baby about to bust out in tears. And the president of China was like, I already told you, keep your fucking mouth shut. You can't tell us what we can or can't do with Taiwan because you ain't got the juice. And Trump stood there like a good little boy who's told to stand in that spot. Don't blink without being told. Don't look nowhere without being told. And he did it. Why? Because this is a very stupid man. He not only let them see underneath our skirts. Shit. They know exactly what color panties we're wearing. And he's too much of a coward to do or say anything about it. On Face the Nation, I think it was Face the Nation this morning, the reporter, he was talking about, all you media people, you're evil and you hate me. I won in 2020. I won. You are all against me. Speaking to our media, which is now bought and paid for, some of y'all need to be ready. Kristen Welker, some of y'all need to be ready to ask those fucking questions during a live broadcast. And if your boss rings your cell phone and says you're fired, all right, deuces, baby, I'm out. Because it surprised the hell out of me when she said, you haven't given us any facts, that you did not lose the 2020 election. You went through multiple judges. The information was taken to multiple judges. They looked at it and they said, yep, you lost. You brought no information, no credible data. And he got up and walked out of the interview. And Kristen, when the camera came back, he was gone. And she said he left. It should have been, I asked him a valid question and he walked out because he had no answer. Fill everything in. We need some, right now, independent media. They're the only people with balls. They're the only people with backbone. That's it. The rest of them are bought and paid for by Theo, by Ellison. They're tearing apart 60 Minutes. Nobody's going to be watching that show anymore. Hey, Island Boy, how you doing?
How you doing? I think Scott Pelley, who they just fired from 60 Minutes, had an interview. I gotta listen to that interview.
Oh yeah.
He had an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen, he was not pulling any punch. He was basically saying, you guys are stifling 60 Minutes. He didn't use that word. He used another very pointed word. And they took issue with that. And they lied on him, telling him, he was non-combative. And he said, no, y'all didn't offer me nothing. You know?
Yeah. Hey, Adrian. Yeah. Exactly. No. What it was y'all wanted him to dance through the freaking hoop. And he said no. He said, no, I'm a reporter. Facts are what I'm going to put out there. And they didn't like that. That's where we are right now. We don't have enough real media people.
That's so true. We don't have enough. All the real media people are now on independent media. Mm-hmm. They're on YouTube, they're on Substack, they're elsewhere.
Yeah. No one's got time to play these fucking games. They are dismantling CBS. One by one, they are dismantling CBS. Wait a minute. They're actually talking about Joe Rogan being a commentator on 60 Minutes.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Go get the hell out of here.
Oh yeah.
Bro, stick to UFC commentating. You're an actual fighter. Stick to that shit.
No. Yeah. Mr. Joe Rogan over on Spotify, who has no fucking No. I'm not lying. They actually floated since Scott Pelley left, having him do commentary over on 60 Minutes, a news organization. This man ain't even got a fucking high school diploma. I know, he does have a high school diploma. That's all he fucking got.
Wow.
Help me out.
Wow, man. Wow. Come on, T. You kidding me, right?
Oh, no. And I guarantee...
No, T, come on. No.
I guarantee you, this woman Weiss, who they have put in charge of CBS, she's like Linda McMahon. She's like the other people in Trump's administration, the women in Trump's administration. She was put there to tear that shit down. And I'm waiting for Ellison to come out and say, well, we've discovered she's really not a good fit to run the network. So we're gonna, let her go. I guarantee you. And then they're gonna put another lackey in there. Like they just put Pulte in charge of the intelligence department. Pulte Holmes.
Didn't the Republicans in the Senate say, oh, hell no to him? I think they said hell no to him. They said, no, he's not getting confirmed. The Republic, all the Democrats and a significant amount of Republicans said, were like, him? Hell no.
I guarantee you, they're going to go ahead and...
He's supposed to replace Tulsi Gabbard for DNI, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
He's not like the Republican... The Republican Senate are like, nope.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
wait a minute. But you got to remember, Tulsi Gabbard been rumored to be a Russian plant for years, but they went ahead and let her ass go through. What the fuck?
I saw a headline recently. Oh, Defense Department worried that Israel is spying on peace talks with Iran.
Yes.
And water is wet. Of course they are. They like, you serious?
Every time.
You're worried?
Every time Iran says, hey, if they stop bombing the border of Lebanon, we can negotiate. It's like clockwork. 1 o'clock, they say that shit. 2:15, Israel's bombing the border of Lebanon. Like, fuck y'all.
Yeah, they said, we don't want it. We try, you know. And you know what's crazy? What you talked about the negotiating group, that the unaligned, the negotiating group, right? Last year.
Yeah.
See, when they had the peace talks earlier this year, India and Pakistan were like, oh, we know y'all think. So India and Pakistan sent fighter jets to escort the Iranian thing to the talks.
8 of them.
Country.
8 of them. The fact that Pakistan went, listen, we know how many people you've unalived that you're supposed to be negotiating with. We are sending 8 of our fighter jets to escort that plane to land, to be at the negotiations. And when they leave, we're sending 8 fighter jets back. And we fucking dare you to fire on our fighter jets. And nothing happened.
I'm sure it's not real. It's probably pissed off when India sent those jets, boy. I'm sure they were probably pissed off.
Oh no! Did you hear Lindsey Graham say, we thought Pakistan was a friend of ours, was an ally? Bitch, you've killed so many of their negotiators, they had to do that. Because they don't trust us.
Nobody trusts us. Not even our European allies trust us now.
There you go.
and I keep going back to this, right? This seems like this is huge, gigantic mess that we're dealing with on many different spheres, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gigantic mess. Pick the economy, pick food, pick fuel, pick oil, pick trade, pick geopolitical stuff. And it's all been precipitated by one man and his people. It's all been precipitated by them. What's happening with the market and what's going on internationally, globally, the market, the trade and stuff, these are not quote unquote organic market forces. This is the muckraking. This is the destruction, the absolute incompetence of one man and his lackeys and his people.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's what it's been. These people exist in a land of mythologies, of fear.
Yep.
You know, like, oh my God, these black and brown people are going to come and replace us, and they're going to do to us what we did to them. So we have to do this. You know, we have to do this. We have no choice. We know it's going to destroy the economy, but we have to. We have to preserve our primacy.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait some game.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So over the last 2-3 months, there have been multiple reports of nuns being spit on, priests being spit on
in that country,
and every time it happens, oh no, that's just something that's out of the ordinary. That they'll be held accountable. How many times you gonna hold them accountable? Because I ain't heard of none of them going to jail. What you do is take them in one door, out the other. Be careful. Don't be caught on camera spitting on that nun. You can't be caught on camera threatening a priest, a Catholic priest. You can't be caught on camera bashing in the head of a statue of Jesus Christ.
But they don't care.
Don't stop.
They're emboldened.
Don't stop.
They don't care.
Just don't get caught.
Yeah, but no, they're emboldened. Like Ben, this guy, the Gavir guy.
Ben Gavir.
Others are like, you don't care.
Ben Gavir literally said, if they unalive one Jewish person, we will unalive 5 of theirs. So 5 of theirs where? Would that be in Lebanon? Would it be in the 5 villages that you destroyed? Because they have 150 small villages along the border with Lebanon. You're hearing every day of them throwing missiles over there. And what did they say? The H group. It's the H group. It's about the H group. When you drop a boom boom on a village with 300 people, you're what? Just assuming that all 300 are H group? And that's okay?
They don't care to distinguish. They don't care to distinguish.
That right there.
Yeah, they don't care to distinguish.
That right there. But don't fire on us.
All of them are.
Don't fire on us. But yeah, we're going to fire on them and hope we hit a member of H. You did that shit for over 2 years in Palestine. You turned it to rubble.
And did you know, like, when they were sending the same projectiles from the side over to Lebanon last year, one of those didn't explode, and they asked them for it back. You remember?
Yes.
I'm like, they asked them for that shit back. I was just like, what? Are you people for real now?
Wait a minute. That's like you firing into my house and saying, hey, could you pry those out your wall and give them back to us so we can fire them at you again?
And hope we hit you this time.
Sorry, we missed. Give us another shot. Yeah.
You know, this guy did a video on it. I think I did a video on it too, where I kind of like stitched his video. This guy YouTube did a video on it. Light skinned black guy did that video on it, and he was comical. He's like, it didn't, like, what's happening? What explode? Come on, unalive. Hey, could you go over there and ask them for that? And he did a mock thing about how the conversation must have went. Like, yeah. You remember that one that was sent to you and it didn't explode? Could we have it back, please?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, like, oh, so Lebanon was like, all right, so what are you going to do with it if we give it to you back? Well, we're going to give it back to them. And then what are they going to do with it? They're going to probably try to use it again against you and hope you get hit this time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. That
So
right there.
we are watching some of the most surreal things happen ever. Like, it's insane the kind of stuff we're watching going down.
Here's my question.
That Wilkerson interview with Trump that you were talking about earlier.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, this man is delusional. Like, dude, you lost. Like, what the hell?
Can you please stop holding this man's hand? He is an 80-year-old toddler. It's time for you to start smacking that fucking hand. Okay? Over and over again. Hey, you lied. Hey, why are you getting all this money? Where are you getting all this money from? Why did you sue the IRS and request that you couldn't be audited, your company couldn't be audited, your kids couldn't be audited, when none of us have that privilege? If my taxes are fucked up, or I do something and they say, wait a minute, T got too much goddamn money, we need to do an audit, I can't tell them I don't want to. But you want that privilege. What? You're a president, not a goddamn king.
Well, that's all he thinks. He thinks of himself as a king.
And
he looks at it, it's like, well, I'm president. So I'm president. It's like president of my company. What's the difference?
No. This is a country, not a goddamn company.
He doesn't understand that. He doesn't care to understand that. It's been apparent that he doesn't get it through since his first term. And I was warning people long before he even got in the first time around, because we knew about him in the tri-state.
Yeah.
We knew he was like a pariah. He was like in the construction and trades real estate industry. We're like, yo, do not do business with this man. Do not do business with this man. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I had to be around 15 or 16 years old, and I read an article about a 90-year-old woman in New York. He wanted a row of buildings. He wanted to tear them down for a construction deal. Well, she was 90 years old. She said, I outlived my husband. We built this house together. We raised our children. I've outlived my children. I want to take my last breath in this house. And she refused to sell. He offered more money. She said, no, this house is in my blood. He offered her a penthouse in Trump Tower. And she said, no, I want to take my last breath here. Do you know he tried to go to court and do eminent domain? And the judge was like, she ain't got that much longer to go. She ain't got that much longer to go. Just let her have this time. Go ahead, plan your building. Okay? Plan your building. It's going to take time. He was like, I want it now. Like a spoiled fucking toddler. And the judge was like, I'm not going to okay eminent domain. No. And made him wait. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Because you go read any of the books by members of his family, his own mama and daddy didn't like him. His own mama and daddy hated him.
And his dad is more responsible for him being the way he is than anybody else.
Yep.
But then he was innately that way, because I think my wife was telling me about some people who knew him as a kid, saw he was kind of sociopathic since then. Mm-hmm. Something was wrong and off with him. He was throwing some rocks at some baby or something. And yeah. And thought it was funny. Almost hit the baby and everything. I thought it was funny. And then was just like, oh yeah. And it was when the people saw it, they were like, the mother saw it and complained. He looked at the mother and was laughing. And the father came by later after work and offered them a check. And the family's like, stuff your check. All right, no damn check. You better deal with that kid.
Yep. Money solves everything with them. Everything. And what my fellow Americans don't get, y'all little red hats, they don't give a fuck about you. They want your water dirty. They want your air dirty. Hell, do y'all not see they don't give a crap about y'all? About any of it? Don't care whether you're right or left. They don't care.
see, but this thing, T, they like once Trump and them say, well, once something they say, listen, it's gonna be bad, but it's gonna be worse for them. These darkies, it's gonna be worse for these darkies than it is for you. And they're like, okay, sign me up. That's literally what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But here's the deal. We've been down this road. We've been down.
Sign this message.
We've been down this road before. When they thought, during Jim Crow, they were doing just as bad as we were, and in some ways, we were doing even better than poor Caucasian people. That's why they went off on our communities. How did they have a hospital? How do they have all these businesses? How do they own homes when I'm renting a shack? We're going back to that.
Yeah. I mean, we see that video where this person complains about in Ohio. Somebody went to interview them people in Ohio prior to the election in 2024. And they said, oh, like, I've been living here all my life. And this immigrant comes by, he's driving a Lexus, and I can't afford a Lexus. How he get a Lexus? How that happen? An immigrant has a Lexus. I never had one. How he had that? It's like that scene in that Rosewood movie. It's like, how the N-word get a piano? I ain't had no piano.
But here's the thing.
I ain't had no piano. How the N-word get a piano?
But here's the thing.
I never had no piano. The N-word got
but
one.
Here's the thing. Later on, they actually spoke to one of the people, one of those immigrants. Guess what? They had an engineering degree from the country they came from. So yeah, they were able to come here, take the engineering test, and thereby get a good paying job, and yeah, get a fucking Lexus. So which means your ass been in this country your whole life, yet somehow you didn't do well, but they managed to do well in their own country, get a good education, and come here and use that and maximize it. That's why you didn't have a Lexus. That's why you still had a trailer.
And let me get you onto something as the immigrant on this panel here, right? It is like for years, right? The American immigration system, they didn't allow any old person to come here from whatever country when you immigrated properly.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't get a green card if you're just an ordinary immigrant and ain't got a pot to piss in.
Mm-hmm.
You had to have some kind of tertiary level education before they allow you to come up here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came up, I had tertiary level. I had Cambridge A-level. If you look up Cambridge A-level, I had a certificate. Cambridge A-level certificate, which is tertiary level education before I came up here. So I had a high school and a Cambridge A-level certificate, which is high level. It's equivalent to about 2 years of college up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and my parents, my mother is an attorney. My father was a civil engineer. So they were professionals who did work throughout the Caribbean and even throughout the Americas in the case of my father. So they had a resume of things they did. My mother served my mother served as a crown counsel, they call that. Like regional, like with you're talking about regional like prosecutors and attorneys in the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So my mother was an attorney of a certain stature and things like that. So they only allowed to come over here, and even then, we still had a hard time even getting approved to come here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when people say, oh, they like when Trump and them like say, oh, they're letting all these people. Listen, no, it's not that simple. A lot of people that come from Africa and the Caribbean that come here legally by like, unless people don't understand that. A lot of immigrants that come from Africa and the Caribbean come here legally.
Mm-hmm.
They follow the procedure to come here legally, okay?
Yeah.
They waited in their country for years to come here legally. Yep. Those who come here a little quicker than that, they were refugees from war-torn countries in Africa, Caribbean, Central America, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the immigrants that come here, the immigrant ethos is like, you come here, you're not coming here to fuck around. You're coming here to work your ass off
Yep.
to make something of yourself, to make the fact that you had to leave your homeland, to make the fact that you had to uproot yourself from your homeland, you had to make it worth it.
Right.
So of course we're gonna work like the Dickens to come over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we come, we're gonna work like hell. We're gonna follow. We're gonna be law abiding as a motherfucker because we don't want to fuck around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're gonna work our asses the fuck off.
But Island Boy.
Okay.
But Island Boy, that doesn't matter anymore. You can come here and be working, and they still snatch you up and stick you in those damn concentration camps. They don't care.
The wrong color. That's the problem.
You can have your card. Color. You can have your temporary card, your permanent green card. You better have it on you, because they're not going to let you go get it. That's where we are right now.
And to be honest, man, I walk around with my passport card on me. And I'm a U.S. citizen. Been a citizen for almost 20 years now. I walk around with my passport card on me. All right?
Mm-hmm.
In my wallet at all times. My passport card is in my wallet at all times. I got my real ID. I got everything. All right? You know what I'm saying? But
you get the wrong guy on the wrong fucking day, gonna look you right in your eye and tell you, that don't look real to me.
Yeah, that's the thing I tell people about. And, you know, a lot of Americans don't even have that kind of ID on them. So when they start snatching up Americans,
which they are, they are.
Yeah, but they are. With this remigration mess they on, man.
They already are. There already are people who have gone before Congress that they were held 4 or 5 a week. When they're going, hey, I'm from Boston. I'm from Chicago. No, you don't look like you're from Chicago. What are you talking about? I don't look like I'm from Chicago. I don't look like I'm from Boston. The fuck? But again, let me be clear. We're not angry enough. We're not raising hell.
You see, the crazy thing is, T, black people said, you know something? We're tired of trying to save you people. You got to come out. The problem is, it's whitey people who's going to be the ones that have to tear shit up. They have to be the ones who do it. Because if we do it, they're going to use it as an excuse to do their final solution, to finally get rid of those annoying darkies who keep sticking around no matter what they do to us, no matter what they do to try and G-side us. We keep sticking around. The African Americans keep sticking around and being wonderful and excelling no matter what we do to them. And these darkies keep coming into the country and doing awesome shit and keep having kids that don't vote the way we want them to vote and keep doing awesome shit like you know. This
right here, Island Boy, this right here. This is the home of the Prime Minister of Albania. They warned him. They said if you sell that island to Kushners, you're gonna regret it. They told him again. He come back with, we're gonna draw up a contract where there's gonna be controls on what they can do on the island. And they said, all right, motherfucker, here, we're gonna burn down your house. We'll show you better than tell you.
Hey, Gabriel.
Hey, Gabe.
Paisano. Hey, ¿qué pasa? Hey, Misty.
Hey, honey. They listen. I said it 2 years ago, in South Korea, when their president tried to do martial fucking law, the people took to the streets to the point where the police said, "Oh, fuck it, we out, we out," and that person is sitting in jail right now. They said, you don't get to try to act like a fucking dictator. This man, he may wind up in jail. This prime minister, don't bother retiring, baby. Your ass will be going to jail because the people are not having it. While we in America, you know, land of the free, home of the brave, we're so independent, are walking around going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Oh, you know what we're saying? We're doing TT. We're like, can we get back to regular police brutality, please?
Oh, shit. Damn.
I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. For real
Oh
though.
boy. I swear, guys. I swear. Gabe, how you been? How you been?
Hanging in there, it's the weekend, trying to do some housework. Uh, Reading some news.
What's the news?
Well, I made a video yesterday because I was reading the BBC. Ukraine handing out some backhands to Russia.
Oh, good.
They hit doing that. Awesome. Yeah, they hit St. Petersburg, some Navy base over there, and military installations the day after Vladimir Putin said, "Oh, we ain't gotta talk to Ukraine about the end of the war." He's like, "All right, bet." Set some drones over there.
Okay. Here's the thing. We do not have any reason to be involved with Iran. Our soldiers need to be back here. Our ships need to be back here. It is not our business. The Strait of Hormuz was open before we decided to stick our nose in it. July is going to be hell here. July is going to be hell. The cost of gas is going to be just fucked.
Yep. I actually reposted a video that Mr. Global put out because he's dialed in to that oil and gas industry. And yeah, he said mid-July, that's the cutoff when they're going to be out of inventory and prices are going to shoot up.
Yep.
It's crazy. Trump could end this like tomorrow. Really easy. I mean, yeah, we're going to have the ripple effects for months to come because of what the fuck shit he did already. Mm-hmm. But he could end it tomorrow. But the problem is he doesn't want anybody to be able to say that he took an L, that he lost, that he got outmaneuvered. He can't stand that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then that's the thing. Like, certain people can't take an L. They can't take an L. They want to be seen that they take an L. And it's like, he needs to just lose, and he needs to just suck up the lose, and he needs to deal with the fact that Iran is going to tease him online with the Lego videos that you freaking lost.
Okay.
That's what he needs to just deal with. You're going to have to deal with that. He's going to be mad that the Democrats are going to say you lost. You got outmaneuvered. He don't want the Democrats to be able to say that about him. He don't want liberals to say that about him. He don't want them darky squad members to be able to say that about him. You know what I'm saying?
But also there's the fact that, let's be clear, this man went into something for the last, 4 months. We destroyed their military. We've demoralized their military. Their navy is gone. And 2 weeks ago, last week, he turns around and says, well, really, we didn't take down their navy and their military. We hardly made a dent. What? How many members of our military have died?
They're not reporting that. They're actively hiding that number.
Yep.
They're actively hiding the number. The real number is being hidden.
Mm-hmm. We need a Walter Cronkite. Who actually went on, I remember, I'm not old. I remember him going on the nightly news and saying, we have lost the Vietnam War. And X number of military are verified as deceased in a war that we have lost. We need somebody in the in the media. It ain't gonna be somebody here because ours is already sold up the river. To start putting out there real numbers. We lost.
They need to do somebody needs to do. But you see, the way in the today's media, they'll cut his feed right away if he tried to do that.
It's going to have to be somebody else because, as you said, if it was ABC, CBS, NBC, they would cut the feed. It is going to have to be another medium. Yeah, mainstream media journalists are members of the 1%. Yeah.
All of them are gone, though. A lot of the ones with any integrity left have been purged out of the mainstream media. They're gone.
Yeah, they don't have a job anymore. And and the thing is, we don't have in this country, in the U.S., what we had, and that's thank you, Ronald Reagan, that that rule that they used to have, that
Fairness doctrine. We don't have it.
yeah, that you don't have the fairness doctrine anymore. Now, places like England, and that's why I follow the BBC and I post their stuff and I trust them. In England, you by law, and this is an actual law, you cannot report anything that it's a lie. And if you have to publish a retraction, you put that shit on Front Street on the first motherfucking page. The BBC got nailed on a technicality a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I made a video about it. It's like the shit they reported was wrong. It was completely false information. They had to file a retraction, and they got nailed, I think, for like 60,000 pounds or something like that as a fine. And they told him your license is on fucking Watch Street if you do that shit again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they have the law. Unfortunately, here about how much casualties we have, how many soldiers have died. Well, we probably won't know that for sure. You have you've lost leadership in the military.
Mm-hmm.
You have a damn alcoholic in charge of it, of the whole department. And not only that, the leadership that you put in, they're loyalists, so they're not going to report or even record what these soldiers have been unalived.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have to put the pieces together like a puzzle, because when you start seeing families receiving benefits because of death overseas but again, we have not, even when we are at peacetime and a soldier unalives for having an accident on a base, or they have a heart attack, they died during service. The family still gets benefits, but this is private information. So
Exactly.
We really need to take over in Congress and actually start putting up some guardrails again.
Oh,
and that's going to be, and that unfortunately depends on the electorate of the United States, which I get criticized all the time for saying it, but motherfuckers are stupid.
Ain't that the
They're
truth?
dumbasses.
True.
And you know what's worse? Sorry about that, T. That's my little one here.
Oh, that's okay.
What's worse though, right? We can't be trusted. You know, we can't be trusted as an electorate. The world looks at us and like, you know, if you as an American electorate can elect somebody of that kind of caliber, that someone that's obviously this criminal, obviously this lecherous, obviously this morally repugnant, how can we trust you to elect somebody that's actually, you know, has the world's interest in mind?
Right.
How can we trust you, American public? You know, I know individual Americans, you might be nice, and some of you are making a lot of noise, but the fact that a majority of you, there's a majority of Americans out there who are this, as Gabriel said, is stupido.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, to elect somebody like that, then we can't trust you Americans.
Look
and let's be real.
Yep.
The biggest problem is the white people. White people are the ones that want to do that. And then, secondly, we have a bunch of aspirant whites. We have a bunch of COOs, N's, or as Gabriel calls it, managistas, right? Okay, that are out there, that are model minority mindset. You know what I'm saying? That are looking to sell their own people down the river for the hope that maybe they get a pat on the head, and they'll be one day considered whitey.
Yep. And this
So
this right
if we
this
have a collective.
this right here. A DOJ lawyer actually said this shit. He's not sure if Donald J. Trump got up tomorrow and decided he wanted the Statue of Liberty to be bulldozed, that anyone in the House or the Senate would do anything. That should be a bell right there.
Yep.
Holy
Well,
shit.
We know the Democrats won't because they don't have the political power.
I don't give a fuck. Let me be clear. Democrats could be standing out on those fucking steps every goddamn day with a bullhorn, letting people know, hey, they're doing this shit in here. We can't stop them, but we're letting you fucking know every day. They're lazy and they're not doing half their job. Get them the fuck out.
No.
Sorry.
I agree with you. That's why I was about to say, like, yeah, you got people like Cory Booker and they call him performative for it, but he's the one. You want to call somebody performative, but he's the only one that's been coming out and fucking shouting this shit, along with AOC and Jasmine Crockett.
Here's the problem with Booker. When they fucking asked, yeah, he put on a good show about it until the reporter said, what about Schumer? And, but Schumer should have been out. You are in that department, so you so far up his butt, you didn't have the nerve to say, yeah, Schumer needs to go too. Yeah, he's overstayed his welcome.
And you notice the Senator Ro Khanna said he should go. And all of a sudden you ain't see Ro Khanna no much anymore.
Yeah. Suddenly you don't want that person in front of a camera anymore. Because he told the fucking truth.
Mm-hmm.
But Booker's now out here going, we need to do something about this. We need new leadership. You ain't say shit for the last year. Baby, it ain't playing. It's playing to an empty house at this point. Your butt was over there and is not real, collecting your money from AIPAC. We saw you in the picture back there trying to hide. The tallest sucker in the group. Yet somehow, all you barely saw was this. We see you, Booker. You putting on a good show, but we see you. You turned your back on Crockett. You turned your back on AOC. You turned your back on Summer Lee. You turned your back on Maxwell Frost. We see you. New Jersey, get y'all act together. No, hold them accountable, Hot Rod. I will hold them accountable the same way I hold Republicans accountable. I pull no punches. That's it.
They could. This is the thing. I've had a problem with this establishment Democrats for a long time. You know when I started having, because me, I admit, I was blue no matter who, dude. For I would say, up until the time President Obama got elected, I was blue no matter who guy, because I was like, the Republicans are shit. Republicans are shit, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, and then when President Obama got elected, I noticed there's a change in how the Democrats operated. And then I started digging in, and I've learned about benign neglect, but with freaking, what was his name? Daniel Patrick Moynihan, former senator and former governor of New York. Mm-hmm. He came up with this whole study about the black problem. Mm-hmm. And I learned about DLC third way during Bill Clinton's time. And the deliberate attempt to kind of offload, they grudgingly wanted to offload black voters as the bread and butter of the Democratic Party, and were hoping to replace them with other non-whites, and hoping to get back the white voters that Reagan took from them. Mm-hmm. They're looking to get those back and trying to replace the black voters with Asians, Latinos, and other people who are non-white but non-black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I saw that, and I remember, they defended Bill Clinton against Republican attacks. They were like ready. Mm-hmm. Every single Democrat with any national recognition was on the news, was ready to defend Bill Clinton from any attacks.
Mm-hmm.
When President Obama got in, all of a sudden President Obama is the only one that has to field and defend himself against the birthright nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's the only one that could speak and defend himself. Why wasn't Harry Reid out there? Why wasn't the more well-known Democrats losing their shit on TV and calling the Republicans how flagrantly racist that shit was?
Mm-hmm.
They could do it. They're white. They're white men. They could say that shit with their chest and everybody could tell them nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But then President Obama is the one that had to walk gingerly and then that I have to show his freaking birth certificate on TV. And I thought it was fucking humiliating as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, no. You want to know what's really humiliating? And they still do it to this day. Calling Michelle Michael. Anytime somebody does that shit in a live, you should lose your shit. Well, Michael, Obama and Michael, and boom, bye, baby, your ass gone.
That's such a trope. Because they've been saying, "Oh, she's actually trans."
Mm-hmm.
That's where that comes from.
Yep. Uh-huh.
That's where that comes from. Oh, she's actually trans.
Yep.
I'm like, yo, really?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They do shit like that. And here's the thing. They knew what was going on in their districts. And the Democrats did not call them on that shit. Today, right now, I understand the Democrats don't have control. I understand that. But that vote last week about clearing the money for the anti-weaponization fund, they played the fucking Democrats in the House. We're gonna not pass it. We're not gonna pass it. We're gonna let it go on to the Senate. And it got to the Senate and it fucking passed. So now it's coming back around to the House for another vote. I guarantee you. Because they have a fucking majority in the House, it will pass. Trump's gonna get his goddamn money to pay the January 6ers. Because the Democrats, well, they voted with us that they weren't gonna, we weren't gonna actually pass it until we're good. No, they already fixed was in the Senate. So now it's gonna come back around. Mike Johnson gonna make damn sure he bring that shit back around. And it's gonna pass. And Democrats gonna be standing there going, but I thought we were all in it together. I thought we were against this. You all went out and said you were against it. Y'all stupid. They're not your friends. They're not your colleagues. Your job is to represent us. And the people said no. So you should be out on those steps. We voted against this. We don't want this money to be given to people who beat police officers, who crapped on the floor and pissed on the wall.
Wilkerson basically asked him straight up, do you think that money should be given to people who actually assaulted police officers? That sent him over the roof. That sent him over the edge. He could not believe she asked him that question. I guess it was an agreement beforehand that she wasn't supposed to go there. Right? I suppose. Because
they coddle him, an 80-year-old man.
And she was like, listen, man, I flew here all the way to Wisconsin to interview you. And he don't give a shit. You're countering my narrative. You're countering my reality that I've been spinning for my supporters. You cannot destroy the narrative and the reality that my supporters are eating out of my hand there. You can't do that.
I'm waiting for some member of the media for it to come popping out his mouth. The media is bad. The media is corrupt. I'm waiting for somebody to say, listen, motherfucker, I have been in the media for X number of years. I will not let you disrespect my career and the career of my fellow journalists. I want somebody to slap him down. If you get up and walk, fine, you at least got that shit on camera. Hopefully it's a live show.
You see, there were some members of the media, CNN and other places, that were used to push back when Stephen Miller and them other people get on the show and say shit like that. Mm-hmm. All of those people are gone now, as Gabriel was saying.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gone. They're all gone.
They're
Even
free.
the less well-known ones, they're gone. They're all gone. They're no longer there.
But that's okay. That means you're free. That means there's no longer a muzzle on you. And AI talking about debating if Democrats are fighting. AI, I hate fucking AI. AI. We're not debating, baby. We're having conversations. And they can't tell the difference.
Wait, they accuse us of on here being
Of
AI?
debating if Democrats are fighting the January 6th bill. The fuck? Share your opinion. Or not. I hate this AI crap. I hate it. And by
that's
the
what they're telling you. That's what they're telling you your life is about.
Oh yeah. So of course someone will pop in here and they'll think that's what it's about because AI is crap. I'm sorry. It doesn't have the ability to grasp the nuance of a conversation. Gabe, go ahead. I see you took your mic on.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say they're using it on this application because they're training it. Like Elon Musk trained Grok to be the most racist AI out there. They're using it on TikTok to monitor people. Basically flag who they gotta take their accounts away from and stuff like that. Because now that they're getting rid of Bob Jebediah and them over in Tennessee, because they pay them too much to be monitoring TikTok, they're gonna use this AI bullcrap to start censoring your content and your lives and your views and crap like that. And it doesn't affect me because I never monetized off this platform. I never made a dime out of TikTok. So, my income doesn't depend on this platform or any other social media. But people that do depend on social media to make their money, they're watching this.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you right now, guys, I have a warning on my account.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to ban my account.
Mm-hmm.
And the warning they have is total bullshit because when you have a warning, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't commit any more infractions longer than 90 days, the warning is supposed to drop off.
Yep.
They haven't dropped the warning off my account. I have an infraction from since November last year. We're in June. It's still there.
Yep.
They haven't dropped it off. And my last infraction I made, last video that they call misinformation, which was bullshit, it's been 3 months old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
3 months old. So it's been more than 90 calendar days since. Okay?
Honey, I literally had to send them.
The last infraction I got was in February.
I had to send them a message. I had to send them a message with a snapshot of the date of when I got the freaking infraction. Going, it's over 90 days. Are you gonna? And then a week later, they took it down.
I may have to do that because I sent them an email about that. I sent them something about that, and they still ain't do nothing about it. I still see it up to now. That's why I started up. I have another account, which I think I set up, Endangered Nuance, right?
Hi, John.
I have another account.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when you mentioned if nuance wasn't endangered, was an animal species, nuance would be critically endangered in this country because nobody knows how to parse and recognize and appreciate nuance anymore.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna say this again. I was over on YouTube, Sound of Coffee, which is Thomas the Villain, and he was talking Friday about how 53% has the ability to read. Okay? Reading is at 53%. But I reminded him, on the other hand, comprehension, that same number is at a 5th grade level. So you're reading at a 6th grade level, but you're comprehending at a fifth grade level. Do you know that is the absolute destruction? That is what will take down this nation. You read at the sixth grade level, but you only comprehend at the fifth grade level. And these are the same idiots in 2020 who were talking about, I did my own research about the C-19.
Uh-huh.
What?
Let's add to that. These people, when you talk about reading comprehension at a fifth grade level, reading at a sixth grade level, and friggin' critical thinking at a fourth grade level, these are red states. These are not blue Democrat states. They are actually the rock pulling our fucking scores globally down.
Yep.
Because if you go to California schools, if you go to Michigan, if you go to Delaware, Jersey, or New York, their test scores and their students are performing worldwide at the 92 percentile, 96 percentile in the world. Mm-hmm. Not the United States, in the world. So it's not the education system per se, is the education system in red states where the governors and your local legislatures decided that it was more important to teach children about the myth of Eden than fucking evolution.
Wait a minute. Panhandle said we have a generation that is less intelligent than its parents because its parents fell into MAGA, because its parents believed their children were being indoctrinated. So some of them homeschooled. Some of them didn't let their kids read certain books because, it might indoctrinate them. So yeah, their kids are literally dumber than they were. They know less than their parents were taught. Help me out with that.
And something, what's worse too, even the educational curriculum that they're taught these days, I have to what's the word I'm looking for? I have to kind of backfill what they're teaching my son in his middle school, right?
Yeah.
Because they're teaching them history, and the history is like they're leaving holes, and then they're very careful about saying who did what to whom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When it comes to history.
Oh yeah.
It's like they teach about they teach about like what happened with slavery, like if it just happened. They don't teach and say, hey, these Europeans went to another country, declared war on the other country, with the prize being they were going to capture and literally take human beings and bring them over and work them until unalive.
There you go.
For an immense amount of profit over centuries.
Yeah.
Okay? No, they don't tell them that. They don't tell them that, okay, listen, the people in your class that are whitey and the people in your class that are black, let's be real, the ancestors of the black people living today have been touched, have been affected by that same slavery. Right. And the whitey people that are around today, even though they didn't personally do it, they've also benefited from the generations of slavery done. Their ancestors were involved in that. They may not have owned slave, but they worked for the slave masters and they helped to maintain the white supremacist slave order.
Okay.
So you have to teach that. And you have to teach them as well. The problem is too, they want to valorize people who were warriors, who fought and committed acts of violence. They don't want to valorize people that actually fought on the side of decency, fought on the side of humanity, that fought against that kind of immoral scourge.
Right.
There were a bunch of white people that fought against slavery from day one. There are a bunch of white people, a lot of them.
Yeah.
They gave their lives for it. They were willing to go broad, like Rambo style against the establishment, against slavery. They don't talk about them. They want to remember George Washington. They want to remember Andrew Jackson. They want to remember a bunch of talented so-called Indian killers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They want to valorize them.
Yeah.
And they don't want they want their kids to only identify with those. They don't want the kids to identify with those, with people they consider to be tree huggers.
Right, exactly. Here's the thing. I want y'all to understand this. So, moved to North Carolina. Working with a lady, late 2019, early 2020. Her grandfather passed away, left her a house and some land. Her son was in college and he wanted to take a break. And down here, you'll find mobile car washes everywhere. Okay, with these huge white tanks full of water. But they'll just roll up, detail your car, you pay them, they roll. He wanted to set that up. She went and bought 2 F-150s, had it tricked out with the tank, by taking out a loan on the property. And we were talking about slavery and about generational wealth. And we got to talking and everything. And her son was sitting just inside the door. Screen door was closed, but screen was in. And we were talking about generational wealth. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, well, maybe your grandfather's grandfather owned slaves. She said, no. So we got down to it where she said her grandfather worked as a foreman on a tobacco farm. Now we're taking it back to before after say 1789, right in that range. And I'm going, okay, he worked on the tobacco farm. He was a manager on a. Wait a minute, you mean he was an overseer on the tobacco farm? She's like, because they didn't have foremen back then. Baby, slavery was around, which means he rode around on the horse, made sure in Virginia that those folks picked all that tobacco to be sold, and he earned money to be able to come to North Carolina, build a house from the ground up, and buy property. I said, so that's generational wealth. And she kept sitting there going, I don't get it. Her son, who was 16 at the time, opened the screen door, stuck his door out. He said, then he was an overseer. He managed slaves. And that's how he made his money to buy this land and build this house that just got willed to you. That you just took a loan out for your son to get 2 mobile car washes to make money off of that. Because they charge you $20 down here to detail your car. And she sat there with confused look on her face. Like, okay, so that is generational wealth. Generations down. Go for it, Gabe.
Because they don't friggin' explain it, and that's a problem. I remember, I'm probably one of the last generations. I'm probably one of the last generations that got this lesson, because to Island Boy's point, coming from the oldest colony on the fucking world, by the way, our history is sanitized with what happened with the U.S. and what happened with Spain. So, but we do have
right there. Tell it, my brother.
But we do have teachers that. And one of the highest educations in the Caribbean, one of the best universities in the Caribbean, that used to tell us, my history teacher in 10th grade said, this book is incomplete because you used to have to wait till 10th grade high school to take Puerto Rican history. You got American history in 7th grade. You had to wait till 10th grade to get Puerto Rican history. By the way, the book was a lot thinner in the history of the U.S. That shit was edited up to fuck. But I digress. Our teacher said, this book, as thick as it is incomplete. And I cannot teach you what it doesn't have. But you can go by yourselves into the library and check these other books and read about them and find out. Me being a little bit on the autistic spectrum is like, you give me data and numbers, I gotta double check them. So that's where I got my passion for reading, and that's where I got my passion for history. But the problem that we have with the education system here in the U.S. is that you don't have teachers like that anymore. And we also used to be taught interest rates in math. We were taught, if you take out this loan and it has this yearly rate or this monthly rate, and they explain to you how credit cards worked.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, a lot of us didn't pay fucking attention to that class until we got to the test, and then we forgot about it. But then when we get as an adult and we start seeing that shit, is like, wait a minute, this shit is familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back and take a look about how this stuff works. But they're leaving these new generations without the tools to do it.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something, Gabriel. Your history you're talking about was similar to mine. When we were under the British system in Ireland, and we were taught history. They had the same whitewash history from the British system that they sent on. And then my professor was like, "Okay, see this? We're not doing this." They literally said, "No, we're going to study this book or these books," and the teachers would literally photocopy books for us to use in the class.
Yeah.
I'm testing you on this, not this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, I don't want to get these things taken down, but we were taught the real history of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
We were taught what happened to the Taínos, what happened to the other indigenous people of the Caribbean. We were taught it in graphic, brutal fucking detail, y'all. We were taught what they did to the Africans down there. We were taught how they broke the Africans, what they did, the grape,
all that,
the assaults,
mm-hmm.
you know, the exuberant, in front of face.
Got you. Yeah.
The branding, not just branding, but the exuberant in front of the face to punish parents. They would literally let the parents watch their babies and toddlers be eaten by.
Oh yeah. We know about that one.
To punish them,
right?
If they didn't come, and this is what the devil Columbus did.
Mm-hmm.
Columbus would say they needed to come back with a certain amount of gold every day.
Yep.
And if they didn't, he would string up.
Oh yeah.
12 of them. And I remember this guy. I remember this stuck in my head because I was raised in the church too.
Yeah.
And this stuck with me because I thought how grotesque this was as a child. They told me they would hang 12 indigenous people.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
And 13. 12 of them.
Germany.
To 12 disciples and to commemorate the 12 disciples in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
For not coming back with enough gold at the end of and Gabriel, they did that shit every freaking day.
But it was the same thing. But Island Boy, it was the same over in what am I thinking of? In Africa, the
German colonies. Yes.
Yeah. The Baron. What is his name? Shit, it's slipping my mind.
Nicholas the Great, the friggin'. He was the king of
King Leopold.
King Leopold. Yeah.
King Leopold in the Congo. Before the creation of the term Holocaust, there was a Holocaust in that country because if you didn't dig enough gold, if you didn't dig enough emeralds, you lost a hand, you lost half a hand. And they didn't care.
They didn't bring back enough rubber. Or something.
Yep.
Didn't bring back enough rubber sap or something.
Yeah.
This is how gaslighting they were. They would literally lock off your hands and make molds of your hands and fill those molds with chocolate and then send those and have those chocolate send them back to nobles in Belgium and stuff as I don't know what they thought it was, man. It's just like I have to say, man, why do people have a weird sense of trophies?
In the Caribbean, you have the tradition, and this got bastardized by African influence and Taino influence and all the cultures mixing together. But there's a tradition of putting a black stone, an azabache, or is obsidian, for protection against the evil eye around your neck. People do it with babies. They get them a gold chain with a little black rock. In Puerto Rico especially, that tradition is in the form of the stones usually are in the shape of a black hand and on a fist. Somebody gave one to me when I was a baby. My mother got pissed off because my great-grandmother on her side was half Taino. So she got told the stories when she was a little kid. What Island Boy was talking about is you had a jingle bell, like what you put around the neck of your cat, Christmas bells. You had to give on gold dust a full as jingle bell measure, or they would cut off your hand as an indigenous person and they would hang it around your neck until it turned black and it decomposed and it fell off. And that's where that tradition started.
Oh.
So,
yes, I heard of. Yeah, he's 100% right. 100% right.
When you have slaves coming into the island and seeing what was happening to the indigenous, it's like, and these punishments were also took into them. They would put a black stone around their neck as protections to not get that curse. And that's where it started.
Gotcha.
But it's one of those things that people tend to do, and it's like, well, what the hell do you still do that? And it's like, yeah, this shit is based on slavery.
Okay.
You don't know it.
Yep. It becomes a tradition. I got somebody giving me a call. So I gotta tie this up. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for coming up. I greatly appreciate you. You guys are fabulous. Over on Substack, T.E.E. Brown, 1961. Over on Substack, come on over. Tap follow. I don't have a paywall. I don't charge. Also over on YT on YouTube. Facts are golden. Come on over, hit the button. Again, no paywall. I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this for the conversation, people. Okay? So, thank you, Island Boy. Baby, Gabe, thank you so much. You are fabulous. I thank you so much for coming up. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Missy.
Y'all have a great night.
Appreciate you.
We will do this again tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Mods, thank you so much. You guys keep my head above water, and I am extremely grateful to you. Bye-bye. And Substack, thank you so much, guys, for coming by. Hey, YouTube, thank you guys so much. You are fabulous. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, guys.